the CEO of PamGriffithsCoaching.com and the founder of the Coach Approach System Academy, an ICF accredited coach training program. Today, I want to talk to you about the differences between coaching and other methodologies out there. And just to clear up any confusion that you might have or any questions, things that you might be wondering about between coaching and other methodologies. So I'd like to start with mentoring. So what is mentoring? Typically, in the traditional sense, an individual will go to a mentor to gain their wisdom and for that mentor to pass on their knowledge and expertise that they have already learned. So their mentor has already walked the path that the mentee is going to be walking. And so they're looking for guidance and information from their wise mentor. So the difference between now mentoring and then counseling. So counseling is typically we're talking about the past and problems that maybe are still occurring today because of circumstances or experiences that happened in the past. And so counseling will help an individual create greater awareness about self by looking into the past to see how that might be disrupting their current state, but also to take a deeper dive into those experiences. Where coaching, while we may look at the past, we don't unpack all that went on in the history of our clients. So counseling focuses on the past and helps one develop insights and learn from the past so that they can move forward in a powerful way. So the bottom line on counseling is counselors work in much greater depth than a coach ever would in a coaching relationship. So let's talk consulting. So what is consulting? So consulting is, again, very much around the expert giving advice to people who need that information in a professional field or in a technical field. And so someone would hire a consultant to help them really figure out some of their challenges, and they hire that consultant to fill in the gaps and to consult with the business or individual on the path that they should take and fill in the information around what they currently don't have in order to move closer to their goals. So in coaching is forward focused. So we begin with, where are you today and where do we want to be in a year from now or in 6 months from now? So let me just give you some context for what you can expect from your coaching relationship with your coach. So first of all, coaching is based on a trusting relationship. And a coach is your thinking partner. And we do this through a process of respectful inquiry. And coaching conversations are non-judgmental, they're supportive, and they really unlock human potential. The coach is in charge of the process, and the coachee, the individual being coached, is in charge of the content. So while coaches wear different hats, sometimes we're mentoring, sometimes we'll put on our teaching hat, or sharing some, maybe not advice, but sharing some information to see if that would be helpful for our coachee. But in true coaching, the coachee, the one individual being coached, is the one who brings the agenda to the conversation, not the coach. So the coach's job is really to find out what's inside of you and pulls out all the brilliance that currently exists within you. And the coach is trained to ask powerful questions Our job is not to give advice. We can provide observations, we can provide feedback, we can share some themes that we're noticing or hearing. We can talk about, some of the emotions that might be coming up in the conversations, and what is that attributed to. But we're not in charge of giving advice. That is not the role of a coach. And oftentimes our clients want to say, well, tell me what should I do? And so a coach's role is not to say, well, here's what I think you should do. A coach is going to turn around and ask you, what is it that you think you will do? What do you think is the best path forward for you? And so coaching is also not a light, fluffy conversation. So let me be clear about that. You can have light, fluffy conversations with your friends or family, or your partner, but coaching is definitely not that. You see, um, coaching is all about moving you forward toward your goals and helping you get super clear about what you want, your values, where you're headed, and what are the things that get in your way that sometimes might be preventing you from reaching the goals in the way that you want to reach them. And so coaches are trained to listen. We're trained to improve performance, and we help you to experience transformation because we are kind of trained. All of us, are kind of trained over the years to turn to individuals to ask for advice, to turn to individuals to say, well, what do you think? And, deep down inside, coaches know that you know the right answer. And so we hold you capable of coming to that answer on your own. And the other piece is that when we want to change a default, let's say we have a behavior that we default to, and it's been part of us for many years, and it's frustrating us, and it gets in the way of us being more effective. It gets in the way of us having different types of relationships with our loved ones. It might get in the way of our well-being, our health and well-being. And so coaches learn to ask questions that access the prefrontal cortex of your brain. And when we do that, what happens is the thinking gets slower. So at times, if a coach is asking you a question, you might feel small. You might feel stupid because you don't know the answer, or it slows down the thinking process. So you are searching for the answer at the back of your brain because your brain is like a computer. You have so much knowledge in there that our job is really to pull that out. What do you already know? What are the pieces that are really working for you? What are some of the things that you know, some beliefs and values that maybe you brought forward into your life, but they are no longer serving you? So we can help undo some of those patterns, those behaviors, those defaults that get in your way. And so this is about the neuroscience of coaching, which really lights me up, knowing that we can actually change the way we think, and how we think impacts today and our future. And so when we know that we can change our thoughts, we can change our behaviors, and we can change our outcomes. And so that's the really cool thing about coaching. And over periods of time, so lengthy, 6 months to 1 year, and many clients go on 2 years and 3 years to work with a coach. That creates the lasting change that we so want for ourselves, because we naturally default to what we know. So when we're trying to make a change, the reason why coaching works is because it's a consistent conversation over a period of time. Because we know that we're hardwired in our brain to default back to what we know. And so change is hard. And what I want to share with you is that coaching can really help you get at some of the ways that you might be showing up that you might not even know. For example, some people, I used to be a people pleaser. And not that I've stopped being a people pleaser, but sometimes that gets in the way of me being most effective as a CEO. And so while I love people and I love performance, if I do too much of either of those, that can get in the way of the results that I really want to create in my world. And so what I want to share with you is, um, first of all, when you hire a coach or if you partner with a coach, we want to be sure that you are ready to begin coaching and what your knowledge and understanding and experience is of coaching, because there are a lot of gaps out there. There are a lot of people calling themselves coaches who aren't professionally trained in coaching. And while that's okay, for some people that works for some people. But in the world of true coaching, and this is what I'm talking about here, the profession of coaching, it's not that way. We are trained to listen, and we're trained to, pull out the information that already exists within you and to help you build that capability and trust yourself enough to take courageous action. So I want to read to you what um, the ICF's definition of coaching. So the International Coach Federation, which is the largest governing body of coaches around the globe, defines coaching as a partnership with clients. We partner with clients in a thought-provoking and creative process that inspires you to maximize your personal and professional potential. That is it in a nutshell. And so I hope that this has been helpful for you. One more piece that I would love to add, for those of you who are, with the ICF and your understanding of the profession of coaching, mentoring under the ICF is different than hiring a mentor who will help you, who will share their wisdom and knowledge with you. Under the ICF governing body, mentor coaching is more around helping the coach be mentored by a coach who's already been there and attained their credential, but really helps you to grow in your coaching skills, and develop your coaching skills and confidence. So that is a very different way in which a mentor coach under the ICF banner is done. The other piece that I want to add is supervision. We have coaching supervision, and this is also a developmental piece for coaches who want to have more mastery in their coaching and really look at the successes and the challenges that they experience as a coach. The other version of supervision in the academic world is it's focused on advising, guiding, and monitoring, and tends to be task oriented toward the completion of one's thesis. So I want to leave you with all of that, and if you have any questions, please reach out to us at info@pamgriffithscoaching.com. Bye for now.